The UFC has a multitude of unranked fighters, great unranked fighters, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about my favorite unranked fighter from every single division, going from flyweight all the way to heavyweight. Before we go ahead and get into it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's start it off with my favorite unranked fighter in the flyweight division of Azat. Maksum is my favorite unranked fighter in the flyweight division. How can you not like this guy's style? How can you not love Azat Maksum style? I think he's a super fun striker. I think he's a great grappler. His judo throws are a thing of beauty and perfection. He was doing very well against Bekoev in his last fight, and it was a close fight where he was a massive underdog. He wasn't expected to do well, and it arguably could have been a split decision. I think he got robbed in that fight. A lot of people thought he got robbed. Bekoev did land the better shots, but Azat had some moments of his own. He had some big moments in the fight where he landed a trip or a sweep or a judo throw, and he landed some good shots. He made it very scrappy, made it very fun. He's going to be fighting Raposo very soon, and I think he's going to show levels to the game, man. His only 2 losses in his MMA career are to Charles Johnson, who is a high-level flyweight prospect, and I'm not even going to call him a prospect killer, and then he lost to Tagir Ulanbekov, who is Khabib's understudy and his apprentice, So Ulanbekov's been in the game for a while. He's one of the better guys. Charles Johnson as well, one of the better guys. And Azat Maksum has only lost to those 2. I think he runs through Mitch Raposo in a couple of months. I think it's in Qatar. No, October 25th. That's 321. So I think he runs through Raposo. Easy money for Azat Maksum. I think he's very good, very underrated. I think give him a year or 2, he will break into the rankings with some more activity, with some great performances, which I think he will be getting October 25th against Raposo. His judo is I can't even describe it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful the way he chucks people around. He trains with Beksa Almakhan. Both these 2 guys training together. They're both from Kazakhstan. I think they're both very good, and I think Azat Maksum has a lot to prove, a lot to show, and I think he's going to break into the rankings in a bit. So Azat Maksum has to be my favorite flyweight unranked prospect at the moment. You don't even have to be a prospect. All these people don't have to be prospects. Just my favorite unranked fighter. It's got to be Azat Maksum at flyweight. We will move on though to the bantamweight division. My favorite unranked fighter at bantamweight is Rinya Nakamura. Gamble. We gamble. I like Rinya Nakamura. A lot of people were dogging on him before his fight against Fletcher, and I had my questions. I was like, is this guy completely fraudulent? Is he cooked? And he proved against Fletcher he is a good striker. He's got power. He's fun. He's got a great personality. I think this guy's fun. And I think he had a good bounce back against Fletcher after losing to a good grappler. Who was it? It was that Tajikistan guy that he lost to, where he got out-grappled. He was a huge favorite, lost, a lot of hype. A lot of people, disrespected him and thought that he was trash and he got fraud-checked brutally. But he came back. Got that win against Fletcher. I think Rinya Nakamura is fun. I think he's funny. When he had his interviews and he was talking about gambling, I was like, this is our guy right here. This is our guy, Rinya Nakamura. Hey, we gamble. We gamble. He gambles with his money. When he goes to Vegas, he gambles. When he gets his win bonus, he gambles. There you go, Rinya Nakamura. You love to see it, man. You love to see another gambler like ourselves as a UFC fighter. So Rinya Nakamura is my favorite guy at bantamweight at the moment. My favorite unranked fighter at bantamweight. I think, his win over Fletcher, he had a couple previous wins before losing to the Tajikistan guy, and I think he's going to make a little bit of a resurgence now. I think Rinya had to take that loss. People when they're undefeated, they let things go over their head. They think they're unbeatable and all this, and then they fight somebody tough, they fight somebody durable, and they lose a decision or get finished or whatever, and then they're like, oh wow, I got to change some things. And I think he's done that. I think he's going to make a good bounce back. I think Rinya Nakamura still has a chance to break into the rankings, become one of those guys in the top. So Rinya Nakamura is my favorite bantamweight unranked fighter at the moment. We will move on though to the featherweight division. My favorite featherweight at the moment, unranked featherweight, who will be ranked very soon. Melquizael Costa. Melquizael Costa, my favorite unranked featherweight at the moment. This guy's a scrapper. This guy scraps in every single fight. Since his fight with, who was it? Was it Philly or was it, I think it was Philly. I think that was the first fight where I was like, wait, Costa, Costa's pretty good. He got taken down that fight. Got the guillotine. Philly just chucked his head in the guillotine. I was like, geez, man. But Costa pulled it off. Nice finish there. And then he was super active. Fought Christian Rodriguez like a month later. Beat him by decision. I think it was in Mexico City. And then fought Julian Erosa like a month or two after. The activity has been crazy from Melquizael Costa, and he's looked great in every performance. He just beat Julian Erosa, who fraud checks a lot of these guys, a lot of these up-and-comers, and Costa beat 3 in a row. He beat Philly. He beat what's his name, C-Rod, and then he just beat Erosa. Great little win streak he's got going for himself. I think he's on a 4-fight win streak. Very active. I think he deserves somebody right outside the rankings. If he beats them, he gets a ranking next. Melquizael Costa is my favorite unranked featherweight at the moment. He's super fun, really lengthy striker, nice kicks, good ground game as well. His submission game is very live, and he makes it a dogfight every single time. His fight against Erosa was a banger, a great fight of the night, back and forth, non-stop action. They were throwing down him and Erosa, and he made it a firefight. He wasn't scared to go in there with Erosa, who's very dangerous, who can pull off submissions, who can find finishes, and Costa just dogged it out, man. So I think Costa is one of the most exciting unranked fighters at the moment in featherweight. I think he breaks into the rankings in the next year, man. Melquizael Costa, my favorite unranked featherweight. We move on, though, to the lightweight division. My favorite division, packed with talent, nonstop, and my favorite unranked lightweight at the moment, without a doubt, has got to be Nazim, the Black Wolf Sadykhov, man. I love Nazim Sadykhov. This guy has been on an absolute tear. And, I want to be that guy where I was like, yo, I remember Nazim Sadykhov in the Dana White Contender Series fraud check. I'm trying to think of names right now, boys. I'm completely lacking on the names. Man. But his fights are always fun. His fight with Terrence McKinney was a scrap. His fight with Vyacheslav Borshev was an absolute scrap. His fight with, oh my goodness, the Bonfim brother. I forget which one it was. The Bonfim brother was a scrap till he head kicked him and had the doctor step in and finish that fight. Obviously, it was a bit of a weird stoppage. And then his Nicholas Mota fight was just a freaking banger. It was a banger. You cannot tell me that Nicholas Mota versus Nazim Sadykhov in Azerbaijan was not the best fight, or one of the best fights of the year, without a doubt. These guys were throwing down. Nazim scraps. He comes to fight. He comes to bring the dog out, and he looks for a bonus. Both these guys got bonuses. Performance of the night bonus. Fight of the night bonus. Nazim Sadykhov got a 100K check just for the bonuses in his last fight. He had a nasty TKO. Not even a TKO. Nasty flatline KO against Nicholas Mota in Azerbaijan. His hometown. His home place. Nasty KO by Nazim Sadykhov. He's my favorite unranked lightweight at the moment. I think he's going to be in the rankings soon. This guy's got crazy dog in him. He trains at a great camp with good guys. He's with Stirling. He's with Ray Longo. Great team out in Las Vegas. He's well taken care of, or is it in New York? Well taken care of, man, nonetheless. Great fighter. Absolute scrapper. My favorite unranked lightweight at the moment. We will move on, though, to the welterweight division. My favorite unranked welterweight, who will be ranked very, very soon. Mike Malott, my boy Mike Malott. I've been standing with Mike Malott for a minute, man. He destroyed Charles Radke in Montreal. I saw that shit live. Nasty KO over Charles Radke in his last one. He's going to be fighting Kevin freaking Holland in Vancouver. And I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there cheering on my boy Mike Malott as we destroy Kevin Holland in Vancouver, in Canada, to defend the home fort, to defend the home soil. Mike Malott, proper Malott's going to get it done, man. Mike Malott is my favorite unranked fighter. He will be ranked very soon. He will be ranked in a month, but he is my favorite unranked fighter at welterweight. This guy's done very well in the UFC so far, besides losing to Neil Magny in a fight that he was winning for 14 minutes of the fight, where he gassed out in the final minute, and Neil Magny finished him on the ground, and everybody clowned him for that. He came back in Edmonton, beat Trevin Giles by decision, played it very safe. His only decision he's ever won, his only time that he's ever gone to the judges' scorecard, and then he's like, all right, I just need a win to get back in the win column. Comes to Montreal, destroys Charles Radke with a beautiful counter left shot, drops Radke, finishes him on the ground in Canada. Amazing finish. Whenever this guy's in Canada, he's bringing the fire, he's bringing that proper Mike Malott energy, and he gets finishes, man. I think he finishes Kevin Holland. I think he's my favorite unranked welterweight at the moment. I've been riding with Mike Malott for a while. I've been riding with him since the start. He's the closest thing we got to a GSP, all right? He's the closest thing we got to GSP in Canada at the moment. So Mike Malott, man, my favorite unranked welterweight in the UFC at the moment. I think he beats Kevin Holland in a month and gets a ranking, but for now, he's my favorite unranked fighter. He'll soon be my favorite ranked welterweight. We move on, though, to the middleweight division. My favorite unranked middleweight is Azamat Bekoev. How can you not like Azamat Iron Bekoev? This guy is a dominance right now in the UFC. You know, he's back-to-back wins. He's only had two fights in the UFC, but he knocked them both out in great fashion. Knocked out Zachary Reese on the ground with a ground and pound, nasty TKO on the ground. You know, ref finished Zachary Reese and knocked him out again after Azamat knocked him out. And then he knocked out Ryan Loder, you know, about 2 or 3 months ago. Took a little bit of time off, but now he's coming back in Vancouver as well. He's going to be fighting Belgarui. All right, and I think Azamat Bekoev's sneakily good, sneakily underrated. Had a lot of fights in LFA. He was an LFA champ. You know, did very well there. He's very heavy-handed, very, very, very heavy-handed. Big power in his hands. He can finish a fight whenever, wherever. You know, good grappling. He's got a good submission game as well. Hasn't even had to show it yet just because of his hands. He's been landing big shots. Knocked out Ryan Loder in his last one where he just walked him down and just landed big shots upstairs. Big left hook, big right hook, big left hook, big stuff from Azamat Bekoev, you already know. And he's been live on Twitter as well. It's not even just that this guy's a good fighter. His personality on Twitter is so funny. This guy is so funny. Very good personality on Twitter, making all sorts of funny comments here and there. Just sneakily funny. Azamat Bekoev is sneakily funny. Very good fighter as well. I think he's got to be my favorite unranked middleweight at the moment. I would love to see how far Azamat Bekoev can go, what his ceiling is. If he gets past Belgarui and finishes him, we'll see how he does. But Azamat Bekoev, a finisher, lots of power in his hands, funny on the internet. Overall, seems like he's got a good personality. I like Azamat Bekoev, my favorite unranked middleweight. We move on, though, to the light heavyweight division. My favorite light heavyweight, unranked, Navajo Stirling. Doing very well in the UFC so far. Great striker. You know, one of those Maui guys, I'm not even saying it right. Maori guys, you know. Navajo Stirling's very fun. From New Zealand, good striking. He's from City Kickboxing, you know, trains with the guys out there. You know, Israel Adesanya trains with Carlos Olberg, like all those kind of guys. Very good striking. You know, City Kickboxing has very good strikers, and he's no exception, man. Navajo Stirling, very good striker. Lots of power in his hands. We haven't seen him get too many knockouts recently, but clean striking. He's got a lot of dog in him. He can bring a fight and take it the entire time. Even if he's losing, he will not stop fighting. He will not quit. Very funny as well. And he's got that hairline transplant he finally got. You know, they're doing him dirty with this picture. He got the hairline transplant. He's looking a lot better. His striking's very good. He's jacked right now. He's looked very fit. His last fight, he looked great against Ivan Arslan. You know, pieced him up in the later rounds, dropped him, almost finished him in the third, had a very good scrap. Every single time he fights, he has a great scrap. He had that fight with, what was it, Tuco Tokos, scrapped it out with Tuco Tokos, scrapped it out with Ivan Arslan, and then he's going to be fighting Bellato very, very soon in Perth, and I think he knocks Bellato the fuck out. I think he's going to fraud check. I'm not even going to say fraud check Bellato. I think he's going to pay back Bellato for what he did to Paul Craig. You know, Bellato, he flopped on the ground after Paul Craig upkicked him. It went to a no contest. I think Stirling is going to get that back for Paul Craig and finish Rodolfo Bellato. I think Navajo Stirling's a very good striker. He's got a high ceiling in the light heavyweight division as long as he gets the grappling trained up for when he breaks into the top 15. I think he runs through some of these guys, and I think Navajo Stirling beats Rodolfo Bellato with relative ease, KOs him in the first or second round. I think Navajo Stirling gets it done, man. He's my favorite unranked light heavyweight at the moment. Great striking, very dynamic, funny dude, and, you know, he's very well trained. Overall, I like Navajo Stirling, my favorite unranked light heavyweight. Now, my favorite unranked heavyweight, man, the most important division, Vitor Petrino at freaking heavyweight. I know. When I was looking for my favorite unranked fighters in every single division, I'm looking at the unranked heavyweight division, and I am like, holy shit, this is terrible. It is terrible. There are zero heavyweight prospects. Any light heavyweight that wants to go up to heavyweight and become a prospect, please do so. Please go ahead and do it. Johnny Walker, I know you just won, but still go do it. Become a heavyweight. You know, some of these guys, you know, go become a heavyweight. Go from light heavyweight to heavyweight. There are no prospects at heavyweight. You know, I know it's going to be hard to beat Tom Aspinall, but 95% of light heavyweights can move up to heavyweight and crack the top 15 tomorrow. And Vitor Petrino is no different, man. This guy had to make a big shift. He lost back-to-back fights in the light heavyweight division. He got subbed and fraud checked by Anthony Smith in the big 2024. That is not a good look. And then in was it even 2025? He got KO'd brutally. He got brutally KO'd And yeah, he had to make a change, so he moved up to heavyweight. Great look in his last one against Austin Lane. I mean, it's Austin Lane, but like Austin Lane's like the unranked heavyweight. He's like the regular unranked heavyweight. Light heavyweights can move up and run through these guys, and Vitor Petrino's done the right move. Look at how chunky, look at how big he is. Look at this, like, I don't want to say the word, but look at the thickness. All right, I'm not going to say the word, but you guys get it. Vitor Petrino is he's big now at heavyweight. He's big. He bullied Austin Lane in his last one, got on top of him, found the rear naked choke in the first round. Really good work by Vitor Petrino. I think he's got a decently high ceiling at heavyweight. I know he's chinnable. I know he's decently slow, but he's well-rounded. He's got the lighter man skill, and I think he can do well at heavyweight. I think he can crack the top 15, and I think he's entertaining, to be honest. I think Vitor Petrino is pretty entertaining. I'd love to see how his fight with Peterson goes. He's fighting October 11th in Brazil. I think he finishes Thomas Peterson. Honestly, I think he finishes Thomas Peterson. Now, Peterson is tricky. He is tough. He's one of those heavyweights that can fraud check some guys, but I think Vitor Petrino gets through him. He's faster, got the lighter man skill, got the better striking. So Vitor Petrino is my favorite unranked heavyweight at the moment. Those are all my favorite unranked fighters, boys. If you guys did enjoy the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, drop it down in the comments who your favorite unranked fighter is from every single division. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. See you.